Baked swordfish. Now I know swordfish baking, it's easy, it's delicious. Swordfish is a meaty fish, full of flavor, and it bakes well. Just don't overbake it. So we're gonna bake it with some tomatoes, and it's gonna be a complete meal. Let's make the bread topping first, which is very simple. So some breadcrumbs, grated grana cheese. Okay, just a little bit of salt for the bread. The cheese is salted. Let's get some fresh basil to give it that freshness. So just some nice basil leaves. You know, this bread topping is so versatile for fish, for vegetables. I'm putting basil, but if you don't have basil or if you prefer parsley, you can put parsley, or you can put, you know, mint or any of the other herbs that you like. So you can change this kind of dressing, this crusty bread, to any flavor that you'd like. What's important is that we put some oil. And you kind of mix it until it gets crumbly. So that it's not soaked with oil, but it has enough dressing in it. And then when it's in the oven, under the heat, it will cook into a nice crisp topping. All right, so here we are. So that's that. Let me get the tomatoes, because we're baking the swordfish and we're baking it with tomatoes in the same, but the tomatoes take a little longer, so we'll begin with the tomatoes. Okay, wash tomatoes, and very simple, just cut them in half, just like that. So what you want is a medium size, you know, one portion. This is for one person. You want them ripe, but you don't want them overripe because they will just plop in the oven. Just cut them in half. Let's get the baking sheet ready. A little bit of oil. Here we'll put some wine because we have to make the sauce on the bottom. Once we cook the tomatoes for about 20 minutes, then we'll add the fish right here. So we have here white wine, peperoncino. We have a little bit of vinegar. Vinegar is an astringent, so especially when you're cooking fish, it's nice. It keeps the fish in one piece. I'll put a little bit of salt here. Let me just whisk it a little bit. Put it right in the pan here. Okay. Let's take the tomato. Just a little bit salt on the tomato. You know, I always talk to you, I like to season every single ingredient separately. But you have to be careful because then it amounts, it adds up. So we'll put, this is as simple as it is, you see? And this will bake nice and crispy on top. We'll save some for the fish as well. A little drizzle for the tomato of oil. And we'll put this in the oven. Okay, at 400 degrees for 20 minutes, and it'll be halfway through, and then we'll add the fish. So let's go clean the swordfish. Swordfish. This is a beautiful cut of swordfish. Of course, the skin. What you want is basically, you want to remove the bloodlines, but let's do it this way. Let's cut it in half like this. And to do the skin, a nice butcher knife goes good, or if you have a fish knife. And what you do is you begin to cut on one end. Okay, let's see. Just like that. For individual pieces, why don't you just clean off, just like you do, you peel an orange, and cut out the bloodline, just like that. Trim it and pull it together. Now this will be a little flap, and that's okay. If you want to have just the heart, you can remove this, all this meat, if you have a big medallion of swordfish, and you can freeze it, and you make a great pasta dish with that. But here we have, nice and clean. Let's do the next. Let's remove the bloodline right here. And again, pull it together. Okay, so we're ready. I'll clean up. The tomatoes should be halfway done. And we'll add the fish, and then we'll let it finish cooking. Well, looking perfect, just at the right time, in time to add the swordfish right here. So let's season a little bit the swordfish, just a little bit of salt, a little drizzle of oil. Let's set it in place, not keep on, this is hot now, so the fish is beginning to cook already, so let's move it. All right, like that. The breadcrumbs, just spread it, not too thick, just nice and evenly around the fish. That's beautiful. So now let's build the sauce around the fish. Little capers, just like that. Chopped parsley, just like that. I think we need a little bit more of wine to make a little bit more of the stock. Just a drizzle of oil to make sure the fish gets enough oil. So this is ready to go back in the oven. And for about 20 minutes more, this will be all finished. Now make sure when you cook fish, high temperature, short time in the oven, it's best for the fish. So let's get it in the oven. Ooh. Now, this looks delicious. Let's do it. This is just perfect. So let's get quickly the potatoes going. I have some boiled potatoes, still warm. I'll put them right in here. Let's make the sauce for the potatoes, which is lots of parsley. Let me get some, maybe a few more leaves of parsley here. And mint. I see some nice mint here. I have here a lot of mint. Okay. This is a great sauce. I use it here with the potatoes. It's great, but you can use it with chicken, with whatever you'd like. A little bit of vinegar, just a little bit of vinegar to give that acidity. A little bit of salt. Okay. A little bit of olive oil. Okay, this is a condiment. I think that's enough. Let me just, you know how I always taste things. It's good. You should always taste. A little bit of salt missing. Now also keep in mind, the potatoes need a little salt. And always save some sauce. Don't always put everything. I always tell you that because it might be too much. So let's put some here. And you can either save it for next time or put some more. So I left the potatoes whole here. Look how beautiful they look. I left the potatoes whole here, but you know, you can crush them with a fork or cut them, and this way you get more flavor into the potato itself, but it looks beautiful like that. So, okay, I am getting ready to plate here. The fish is ready. I need a little wine too. If we're gonna taste fish, white wine, great white wine is nice. Vespa, this is great. I have a few extra forks here just in case you're gonna stop by, but let's do it. The swordfish, you see, it's nice, still nice and soft. Let's put it right in the middle. 1 tomato per guest, so 2 halves. I think 1 potato or 2 potato, what do you think? Let me do this one here as well. Okay. I will grab some of the sauce of the fish and not necessarily put them right on top of the fish because I like the breadcrumbs to remain nice and crunchy. Let me just get a little bit of parsley just to decorate it a little bit. Are we ready? Let me taste. Let's do the swordfish. È delizioso, buonissimo, just enough acidity, the capers, the mellowness, the crunchiness of the breadcrumbs. I'll get to the potatoes and the tomatoes, but the fish is just excellent. Salute. A little mint just does the trick, freshens everything up. Great, warm tomato with the crunchiness of the bread and the cheese on top. Perfect dish. And you can see, put it in the oven about 20 minutes before you're ready to serve it, and you got yourself a great dish. So, tutti a tavola a mangiare e bere. Salute!